So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gen Xer Show. This is Raph. So last week, Ubisoft made some sort of announcement that they were going to make a subsidiary, whatever, company and move a lot of their IPs, a lot of their big-time names, a lot of their big-time games that people are playing currently and enjoying to pretty much give Tencent 25%, I guess, ownership. I don't know how it goes, but let's talk some more about this. So there are articles out there saying now that Tencent, that Chinese company, owns 25% of Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, the two of the biggest franchises in this game. Actually, Assassin's Creed I've played before, but it was recently with Shadows that got my attention again. I started playing Black Flag, and it is amazing. It's a great game. I've played the Far Cry series, love them. The Watch Dogs have played that game. I actually enjoy that series. My favorite of all, Splinter Cell, which is probably the grandfather of most of these Ubisoft games. And it looks and it seems like just Ubisoft continues, although they got all these awesome games, because they are great, they're awesome, they've been around for quite a while. There even talks about a Splinter Cell remake, which I would love to purchase if it came out. These games are so awesome, so great, but yet the company is not doing well. And there's a lot of criticism in today, especially for the last two launches that they had, which I've actually in the process of playing Star Wars, as you can see in the background there. Outlaws is actually a very, very, very fun game, but I am a Star Wars fan and I kind of like that type game. I know there was a lot, they made the model ugly. That stuff doesn't bother me. I get it. I know where you're going with that. Trust me, I'm not into the woke nonsense either, but I think it's a fun game. Also with Shadows, I've been playing Shadows. It's a fun game. But because of the wokeness and the pushing of wokeness and then pissing people off with that wokeness, especially in Shadows, when you're a big black guy killing Japanese people in feudal Japan and then making gay scenes with this guy. I mean, that kind of stuff is not the flavor of people. And nothing against gay people. I got plenty of friends that are gay. It's just the push over this nonsense. But anyhow, what makes it sad is the fact that, again, mentioning all these games, now you're giving and opening up a different, I guess now it's going to be Tencent, Ubisoft, or Ubisoft Tencent. I don't know what they're going to name it, but the subsidiaries, can't mention that word, but you know what I'm talking about. Whatever division, whatever new company, whatever side hustle these guys are looking to do to fix their financial issues, you're giving up most of their, Rainbow Six Siege is on that list, and if that's probably one of the most, if not the most played game, concurrent playing game of Ubisoft, I think. I don't know, I could be wrong. I've played it here and there, not a big fan, but I like most fast-paced type of multiplayer games. Anyhow, but to each their own. That's one of their best games out there, one of the ones that sells the most and people play the most. It's a fact. And now you might have Tencent with a minority shareholding, ownership or stake, whatever they're going to call it, and they probably, looking at this, Ubisoft might be a thing of the past, man. And again, I think a lot of it's the whole wokeness BS that they keep pushing. So I guess mostly, or explain, it looks like, Tencent will own some part of this subsidiary, and the mentioned games so far will be the big sellers, and what Tencent or whatever company that's going to pop up out of this will be pretty much running the business day to day. That way Ubisoft, I guess, probably taxes or whatever it is that monitors or what do they call that? Regulates the business side of things for them. They could probably set that aside. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. But a lot of those games will be managed. I guess they'll still be owned by Ubisoft but managed by Tencent or whoever this new company is, which is frustrating too, because now that they're doing this, why don't you keep X-Defiant? X-Defiant, although I really was not a fan of, I did enjoy it. It's a fun game. I just think it's been infected by a lot of bunny hopping, butt sliding COD players, and after a few games you kind of get tired of that stuff, and it was an Infinity Ward developer that created it. But either way, free to play. A lot of people are playing it, and it looks like a lot of people are playing it now that it's about to die in June. Maybe they should reconsider. However, the one key or thing that stands out here with this deal, this thing's about to happen. Apparently, a 2-year period, Ubisoft may no longer be the majority of the new subsidiary voting rights and share capital. Apparently, that implies that they may lose these decision makings and whatnot on these games on Rainbow Six Siege, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry. Boy, is that gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. I think I think Ubisoft is in a really jam here, and I guess this move is their last ditch effort to save the company. Now I could hire me. I'll tell you how to fix it. Remove the wokeness. So in other words, what Ubisoft is doing is gambling at this point and throwing some money out there, hoping that maybe Tencent or whoever comes in helps to pump up the money and help out with this, with the sales and the money part of this thing. But quite frankly, the way it's looking, it's not looking good. I mean, they're in some jam. Instead of filing for bankruptcy, this is their play, and we'll see how it plays out. I mean, seriously, I know this Ubisoft is managed or owned by the Gullah, whatever their names are. I think it's a French company and whatnot. They've screwed up big time, in my opinion. I mean, I know they have a lot to say about us Americans over here, but the fact that you're giving up these big names, because all the names that sound like this subsidiary company is about to take over or control, seems like they will be getting a lot of rights, a lot of say moving forward once the 2 years are up. In other words, even though Ubisoft may still own it, they might not have much say on how the company moves forward. Now, this might be a good thing for players, maybe. I don't know if Tencent has a brain and figure that, hey, these franchises are great, or whoever it is that takes over, whoever votes, whoever makes the decision. Maybe it's a good thing for the player base, right? Maybe it's a good thing for us. But as far as Ubisoft, if it was me, if I was the one giving advice, I would keep all this nonsense, all this wokeness. It's how I see it. I think the wokeness is what's destroying, and the push for this wokeness nonsense is what's destroying the game. Because again, Shadows, great game. I could do without the stupid romantic gay scenes. That's just me. The ironic thing is that this deal that they announced, you would have thought, well, maybe it's going to be better as far as their finances, but no, man. Ubisoft stock down 15% after the Tencent deal. Ooh, this is going to hurt. And the sad part is, I know a lot of these developers, man. They I think for the most part they actually do what they do for the love of the art, right? They probably enjoy the games. They probably enjoy making these games and being part of this game, being part of whatever. Ubisoft, I think it would have been cool to be working for such a big company, except for the wokeness. And now they're concerned, and they've gone out to these different media outlets, Insider Gaming specifically, to say, hey, we're worried about getting laid off with this Tencent deal. And they should be. I mean, 18,000 employees is a huge number, and it's a lot of people that depend probably on this paycheck. And sadly, I mean, unfortunately, it's like even the company that I work for right now, when they start saying, well, we're not making money, and then they try to turn it around and blame it on the employees, especially on the hourly employees, that you guys need to do better. You guys need to do this. A lot of times it's not the employee. The employee shows up to work and they do what they're supposed to do, and they do their best. They make their work their hours, and they go home and rinse and repeat. It's the higher ups, the ones making the decisions on what goes where, what goes here, what goes there, who do they hire, who do they don't hire. Those are the people that, in my opinion, should be losing their jobs, because if something fails because of their decision making, I think they should be the ones held accountable, not laying off the lower I guess, and not to say lower, because that just sounds awful, but those that are working hourly, that are the grunts, the soldiers, the people on the ground, those are the people that get hurt the most, with families. And in this case, I think the grunts and the working bees are the developers. They probably don't make any decision on what goes where, but they make these awesome games. And Ubisoft has been doing and making some awesome games for a very long time. It's fortunate, again, that XDefiant is pretty much on the chopping block, gone in June, and now Ubisoft stocks are dropping, and pretty soon we're probably going to be one of those things where Ubisoft becomes a small company that probably publishes games here and there. Another company will swoop in and get them. This is probably the good time for Xbox to jump in there and make that happen, but I don't think Phil Spencer wants that. Phil Spencer went and bought Call of Duty, and honestly, Call of Duty has not changed. It's even gotten worse in my opinion. So one of their head honchos out there actually at Ubisoft sent out an email right after this announcement saying to her people, I wanted to follow up immediately with all of you in Montreal, Quebec City, Sherbrooke, Seguanway, Barcelona, and Sofia after this email regarding the new business unit that is being created. First and foremost, I want to emphasize that the agreement we announced is powerful and is a powerful enabler and an exciting opportunity for Ubisoft. It will help us accelerate our evolution and improve how we make games with greater focus and agility. Tencent's investment is a strong testament to their trust in our ability to grow Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege. This is a direct result of the incredible work you've done to make this franchise iconic as lead or major codec studio. I also want to be clear, if you're not currently working on these brands, it doesn't mean your work matters any less. This agreement will benefit all of Ubisoft, giving us a means to spark more innovation and creativity across the board. This marks the beginning of a new chapter, and you play a vital role in shaping it. Wow, like the motivation there. In the coming weeks and months, we will work hard to build the best organization possible for Ubisoft, for our teams, for our players. Of course, this brings some uncertainty and questions. That right there should worry every single Ubisoft employee right now. Right now, we may not have all the detailed answers, but we are committed to communicating with you, transparency, and regularly. Supporting you through this transition is the top priority for your local and your global leadership teams. Don't hesitate to reach out to them and stay tuned locally. Usually or dedicated studio times, quote-unquote studio times, will be also good forums to keep you updated in your questions. You know, the sad reality about all this, people's lives get affected, right? And not so much the gamer side, but actually not us. It doesn't really matter with us, man. We could buy another game or play another game. There'll be games out there that'll fill in that void that you will have. These games are not around. It's the people that work in these places, because a lot of them do it for the love of the art, not so much for the love of the company. Maybe some do. Maybe you have some butt kissers in there here and there, but right now a lot of those guys are worried. They're concerned, and the fact that they weren't probably given a heads up about this deal that was about to go down should tell them that, if I was them, I'd start looking for another job right now. I'm pretty sure they are, but it's sad. Look again, one of my favorites of all time is Splinter Cell, for sure. Splinter Cell, I love Splinter Cell. I had it for my PlayStation 2. Played pretty much every single Splinter Cell when one, I guess what the name they gave them when they put Splinter Cell Rainbow Six Siege. I actually played a little bit of it just because of nostalgia and whatnot, because I haven't played a good Splinter Cell game in a while. I played it with Ghost Recon Wildlands. No, I'm sorry. The last Borderlands, I played the little event with Ghost Recon involved. But anyhow, Ubisoft has great games, has awesome games, has tremendous games, and I wish that this would be different, because I like The Division, I like Splinter Cell, I like Ghost Recon, I like Watch Dogs. I could enjoy some X-Defiant, and I could actually enjoy some Rainbow Six Siege. So they have great games, multiple great games. Actually, I don't even know why I play more Call of Duty than I play these games. But and currently, Assassin's Creed, I started playing, like I said, Black Flag. I'm having a blast with that game, and Assassin's Shadows. The game is great. The gameplay itself is great, but if you play the other Assassin's Creed games, you could see why people don't like it. They don't like the mechanics and how it changed. And then you have another audience that just doesn't like the wokeness, like myself. I hate the wokeness. I hate it. Stop pushing that stuff on me, man. I hate it. And I'm the type, I may be a different here. I don't care what you do with your sex partner. I don't, so if you're gay, straight, whatever, I don't care. Don't care. I want a game. Give me a game. Give me a game. Give me a story. Pushing that stuff down our throats is not going to change anything. People are still going to be phobic. People are still going to have a hard time accepting a lot of that stuff. One of my best friends is a lesbian who loves to drink beer, and we are a beer drink. So it's not about that. I could care less about that. I tell her I could care less about that. Just give me a good game. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta do. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later.